I would need some time.
Officers being required to report when those those they may have in custody or trying to subdue feel any type of pain whatsoever. And this was added last year in March. So we're going to be kind of talking about this a sheet by sheet. So after I read that aloud, what do you think needs to be added around use of force requiring medical assessments or took out? Do you guys think that needs to be expanded? Around how officers report, how they use control methods. Anybody have any suggestions, any ideas, or questions?
Well, I'm very confused. When you say officers use methods, is this for de-escalation or?
Well, this is right now what we're doing. We're just reading off this amendment to the Department General Order, and it's just dealing with reporting and medical assessment requirements. So when officers have to use any type of force to control or subdue a suspect.
And you do realize that most police officers, San Francisco police officers, don't deal with mentally ill patients or other people. It's the sheriff's department, because you do realize that the Department of Public Health has a $12 million MOU with the sheriff to provide security to thwart people out of their medical rights. Let's say, for example, I go in seeking my medical care and the Department of Public Health breaks the law. You can't call the police officer to come out and enforce your medical rights. I just want you to know that. So this policy, along with the CIT, doesn't work.
No, wait a minute. What you need to remember, what he's talking about is if a police officer on the street encounters a person with mental illness, this is what the policy is.
Madam, I was at 101 Grove seeking help. A police officer went by. I spoke to him. He ignored me. It's on video. Jason Garza, YouTube. Thank you for the wonderful misdirect, but it's a lie. That's why I was asking, sir.
So what we're trying to do here is just, and maybe that turns into ideas. Anybody have any ideas on how this should maybe be expanded?
But that's my point. The police does not enforce medical rights.
Sir, in the sake of time, we want to make sure that everybody has the opportunity to speak. So
I'm just telling the truth. I thought we weren't going to be spoken down. I thought we were going to work with the truth according to the pastor. Well, then no problem. Let's continue to show things that don't work versus reality. Thank you. Thank you.
So are the police officers going to be trained? How do we know that this is actually going to happen when they approach someone or something is happening? Is it something that's going to be marked on the box?
This or any ideas, or the ideas that you may have.
Okay.
No,
Yeah, so
talking about this specifically, or any ideas or additions you may have.
Just have something for them to mark at the box that they did it, or something like a follow-up.
That can be something.
You can put it on there. You can put it on
So I think to your point, there's a couple different things happening, right? So I think that there are already some, and maybe you can piggyback and help, and other folks can also chime in. I think there are already some changes that have been made, right, with the way that police officers engage or policies and so forth. And really the point of tonight is so that you, being from the community, can also contribute to what you think those changes should look like, right? And so it's not only, it's going beyond just checking it off the box and really going into what training looks like, into what the policy is. So being able to kind of complete a number of different steps, right, with the way police officers engage with the community. And if anybody else wants to...
Wasn't that what CIT training was about, crisis intervention?
Give me 1 second.
So I'm just curious, does this apply to adults and juveniles, or is there a separation between the two groups?
General order. So this is all.
Okay.
Because at that point you don't know who you're dealing with. Maybe a person that looks 16 but actually 24. So this is just the general policy around that.
See, I think when it comes to mental health, I think a lot of people have a stigma of, I don't want to get near that person's automatically going to be a threat. And I think that's something that just needs to be addressed within the police department, because if you kind of approach that individual as threatening, as hostile, your behavior is going to reflect that. And I think it just goes to show that there needs to be a bigger talk on what mental health looks like and how to get over this stigma, because, a lot of times the mental health that people have, it's no fault of their own. It's something biological, it's something genetic, something out of their control. you know, I think of like how Edgewood handles like a lot of, you know, young adults and teenagers with mental health, serious mental health, like class 3, or I don't know exactly what the classification is, but the way they handle things, and I know someone who worked there, so I know some of their tactics are very de-escalative. They don't resort to apprehension as the first resort. In any case, they try to approach that person in a humane way and try to ask them, what's going on? Why are you feeling agitated? What is causing your distress? So I just think it's kind of like the stigma needs to be addressed, because if you approach someone with the intent of potentially fighting them, it's gonna very likely more lead to that.
So do you think that looks like having an independent, maybe psychologist or, you know, somebody that deals with mental health,
Absolutely.
respond to the scene and kind of advise?
A crisis intervention person, I think, should like accompany.
But there already is that with the San Francisco Police Department. Kelly Kruger, what an abomination. I've got plenty of videos on YouTube, Jason Garza, to show how mentally health people don't get the help that they need. This is my whole point. This is nothing more than risk management, a go-go. Nothing will be done. I have 3 years of videos showing specifically just this, and when you escalate, they talk you down, like you said, sir. They make you the problem.
Well, that's what needs to change.
And that's why you know, I was mentioning maybe that person be independent, and they come out maybe from Edgewood or something like that.
So does that mean that the crisis intervention team should be dismissed from the San Francisco Police Department? The existing one that doesn't work?
It's an idea.
Oh, isn't it wonderful? Let's pursue that.
Or maybe disband the current crisis intervention team.
Yes, Miss Kelly Kruger.
Make them independent.
Well, let's see. I've also tried to follow up with the chief of police regarding failed policies and the police commission. You know, I've gone through all these hoops. Jason Garza, over 900 videos on YouTube. 3 years of it not working.
Maybe hearing it from a young person of color who might deal with this. And I'm not saying you don't, but what I'm saying is that's why we want to give them the opportunity to kind of voice their opinions too.
No, I'm more than happy. I'm also happy to tell them the truth, how it won't work, and nobody will be accountable. Go look,
Well, let's
then
throw some
follow up.
ideas out there.
Thank you. Have a nice day. God bless.